Hey everybody, this is Dave Walsh, and I'm host of Card Talk. And today I'm coming at you with another playthrough of the Angmar Awakened campaign. I'm at Across the Ettenmoors. I just came off of a horrific defeat. Actually, it's the worst defeat I've ever had playing this scenario. I actually really enjoy this scenario. At least I thought I did until I lost so horribly. It was bad. But normally this is a pretty straightforward scenario in terms of beating it. It's one of the easiest in the cycles. But that doesn't mean that you can't just have combo after combo hit on in the encounter deck. So let me draw my hand and we will get started here. So I have 2 feigned voices, which is great to see. I have some allies, but 2 of my allies are out of sphere, and I have I have 2 4-cost allies. So I don't love this hand, so I'm gonna redraw. Well, I guess I'm stuck with this, but let's see here. Okay, so I'll go over those cards in a minute. Let's look at the quest setup and set up for the campaign. Okay, so side 1A of the first quest card, Into the Ettenmoors, says set aside each of the 3 Across the Ettenmoors side quests and each of the 4 locations with the safe keyword. Reveal one of those side quests at random and one of those safe locations at random, adding them to the staging area, with the safe location guarded by the side quest. Okay, so there are 3 side quests and 4 safe locations. So let's roll the dice and see which one I get at random. Okay, so these are the 3 side quests. So I'm going to get a 6-sided dice, and I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 5. So that's this side quest. So let's take a look at it. This is Lie Low. It's got 8 quest points, and it says at the end of the quest phase, if no progress was placed on Lie Low, each enemy gets -20 engagement cost until the end of the round. And then after the stage is defeated, choose an enemy in the staging area and shuffle it into the encounter deck. So this is actually could be a good one at the very beginning here. So that's the side quest. And so now let's take a look at let's choose our safe location. Okay, so for the safe locations, we'll just count this 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a 4-sided dice ready to go here. Okay, so it's a 1. So it was 1 here. So this is the Patch of Woods. It's immune to player card effects, and it says after you travel to Patch of Woods, each player adds 1 resource to each of his heroes' resource pools. So is great. It's good resource acceleration, and I'm looking forward to using that. Then it says search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Savage Troll Spawn per player, and then add it to the staging area. So let's take a look at the Savage Troll Spawn. And this gets +1 attack for each damaged character that the engaged player controls. So trust me, this can balloon up pretty severely by the end of the game. So I shuffled the remaining side quests and the safe locations back in the encounter deck, and then we gain control of Marthiel. We'll look at what a Marthiel is in a minute. No different than the way he's been for the past for the 3 scenarios that he's been in before this. So let's take a look at side 1B. So this says at the beginning of the quest phase, if there are no encounter side quests in play, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side quest is discarded, reveal it, and add it to the staging area. And then it says when a side quest is defeated, place progress tokens into the Ettenmoors equal to that side quest points. So we can use the side quest to quest on the main quest, at least for this first stage. So Marthiel same as he ever was. Can't use his response because I am a single player. He's always going to just be hanging out with me. But with Amarthiel's Courage, the boon that I earned, makes him an even more stout defender because it gives him a little extra leeway with hit points, but that makes him so that I have to think about whether I want to send Amarthiel to the quest because he's good at everything now. He can defend, he can attack, so he's good at combat, but he can also then quest reasonably. Plus, I'm able to ready him with that Amarthiel's Courage once per game. So, as you know, we are playing the campaign, the Angmar Awakened campaign. This is the 6th scenario. I have 3 more to go. Gets markedly more difficult from here on out. But I'm setting the losing time treacheries aside out of play. I can show you what they are. So there's 5 of these. They're surgy, and it says each player must either raise their threat by 3 or exhaust a hero they control. Well, let's see. At the beginning of the quest phase, place 1 resource on this card. Then, if there are 3 or more resources on it, remove 3 resources from it to reveal 1 set-aside copy of Losing Time and place it in the encounter discard pile. Now, the problem is that this is a surge, so I'm revealing it, so the surge happens too. So at the beginning of the quest phase, I have to deal with at least 2 encounter cards from this guy, plus whatever normal staging gets me, so it's kind of a pain in the neck. So let's go over any other boons and burdens that are in play. This is the only new mechanic that's part of this scenario, which is kind of a pain in the neck because one of the ways to beat this scenario is just kind of turtle around on the 2nd stage or and get rid of all the side quests, and then life is good. But can't do that. Okay, so I have Arnor Ravaged. It still has 1 damage on it. I don't think that's going to change ever. And so I add it to the staging area. And after an attack damages a character, I add an extra damage to that attack. Hopefully I can get rid of it early or do something about that early, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. But we'll see what happens. And then the Cunning boon is a permanent, and that goes on to Thranduil. And he gets 2 resources at the beginning. And then I'm able to also use it once per game to give him +2 to all his stats. So that's pretty good. I've used it every game, I think, so far, because it's handy. Okay, so I think that goes over everything. So let's zoom back out and get started. Okay, so I have my Savage Troll spawn. I have the campaign card that has to get loaded up. I have Arnor Ravaged. I have the side quest with the safe location under it. So I think I'm doing all right. Okay, Amarthiel. Oh, I forgot to show everybody my hand. So I have Inner Strength to begin with. That's a master card. It can only go on Thranduil, or it can only go on the character that has the 1 ring, and that's Thranduil. So I've already have my Defendy master card. I love that because I'm able to then get the Questy master card from the beginning, and because there's a setup effect on the 1 ring. And so I'll be able to defend and quest from the beginning. And then I have the other attachment there on the right that's Olorian, and that reduces the cost of the next Sylvan I play by 1. But it can't reduce it below 1. So I have Quicker Than Sight and Tree People as my 0 cost events, which is kind of what really makes this deck go, is bringing the Sylvans back into your hand to replay them so they get their enter play abilities and things like that. And so the Quicker Than Sight cancels a shadow effect, and then the Tree People, you're able to return a Sylvan ally back to your hand to find a ally in the top 5 cards of your deck and bring that out into play. Now, the one problem with Tree People is that I need the lore resource icon, and that's going to end up having to come from Nenya. So I'm going to have to try to find Nenya. But Galadriel helps me draw cards, so that's good. Then last but certainly not least, we have a couple allies here. I have the Sylvan Tracker. That's going to be great for mitigating damage when I ready allies, or when I ready any Sylvan, they get healed. So I'm going to want to make sure that I get him into play, and then the Nath Guide is really good because a hero doesn't exhaust a quest during the first round. So I'm actually I'm okay with this. I wish I had an Enya, but I think I'll be okay without it for now. So that's my starting hand. Okay, I'm going to do the setup effect on the One Ring and go find the Questy Master card. So now I'll give my heroes resources. I have resources here. If I get through this side quest, I'll have resources coming from there. Okay, so now I'll draw a card. I get Nenya to begin with. Woo, baby! That changes everything that I'm going to do. Okay, well, I'm going to definitely put Nenya into play. So I'll do that for 1. And then I'm going to put Inner Strength into play for another 1. Then I'm going to put Power of Command into play for another 1. And then I'm going to put Olorien into play for another 1. Then I'm going to exhaust Olorien and put the Nath Guide into play for a final 1. And that's a whole boatload that I just brought out. Okay. Wow. And the only thing I have left in my hand are the Sylvan Tracker and the 2 0-cost events. So I'm hoping that the Tree People I'll be able to play during the combat phase. Okay, so questing. So I'm going to target, well, Nath Guide is targeting Celeborn. I don't know what I just said. I think I may have said Thranduil, but it's going to target Celeborn. So that's 5. And I need to do 8. This is the quest card that I'm picking. I'll use the One Ring as the quest card that I'm choosing. There's only 1 in the staging area, so this is good. Okay, so that's that. That's 5. 6, 7. And for right now, I'm on, at the beginning of the quest phase, I put across the Ettenmoors. Okay, so that's 7. I'm only revealing 1 card. Okay, here we go. Remind me to look up who Eredor is. Eredor's Bane. This is probably a first age reference or a early third age reference. There's not much in Tolkien's Legendarium about the second age. It's the age that's kind of forgotten about, and even less on the fourth age. But nonetheless, it says starting with the first player, each player must either engage an enemy in the staging area with a higher engagement cost than his threat, or search the encounter deck and discard pile for a troll or giant enemy and add it to the staging area. Deal each enemy that engages a player through this effect 2 shadow cards. Okay, so I do have the Savage Troll spawn in the staging area, so I will engage that and deal 2 shadow cards to it. This guy engages me, and I deal it 2 shadow cards. Okay, so now there's 0 in the staging area, and 7. Oh, if I would have done 1 more. Well, either way, I'm gonna use Gladriel, and I'm up to 11, and so that clears this side quest, and I missed it by 1. If only I was able to do that. Okay. It says choose an enemy in the staging area. I almost had it in the staging area, but oh well. Okay. So I have now cleared off the patch of woods, which is exactly what I want to do. Okay. And now, during travel phase, I'm going to travel to the patch of woods. Because I travel to the patch of woods, each of my heroes gets this, and when you travel to a safe location, the enemies go back into the staging area. Woohoo! Okay, so it's a little out of order, but I'm okay with that. Okay. So I'm going to do two things now that it's combat. I'm first going to use those three to bring... I'm going to use Thranduil's combat action to bring out this, and then I'm going to play the tree people and bring the Nath Guide back into my hand. I'm going to bring out Legolas. So let's take a look at Legolas. Before I get yelled at by people out there in YouTube land, I probably misplayed that slightly. I probably should have waited until the beginning of the next phase, or the next turn, because then I could use Legolas. He wouldn't exhaust a quest. But I was getting so excited that it's fine. So, anyways, after Legolas, he's ranged, he's a Sylvan, he's a warrior. He's a great ally to bring out in an Imrahil deck because he shares that warrior trait. Range doesn't do a ton unless I get Rumil out, and then but after Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, I get to draw a card. And so this is more card draw, which I really appreciate in this scenario. So I'll put Legolas down. Now, I already did everything that I was going to do, but whatever. I could have just said, okay, I'm going to do this at the beginning of the round, but I didn't. Okay, so now let's see what we do. These shadow cards get discarded. Come on, 2 cold from Angmars. Oh, come on. 2 side quests. I don't know what it is about side quests getting bunched up. I don't know, whatever. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to ready. I will draw. Oh my goodness. Another tree people. Okay, well, that's good. We'll see what the Nath Guide can turn into this time. So I am going to have to go dig out a side quest, but hopefully I can, it'll be blank with the Patch of Woods. And 2 of them just made it into here. I would love to have gotten Fend Off Despair. But whatever. Okay. Resources. Yay, resources. Okay, I will use Olorien to reduce the cost of the Nath Guide by 1. And I will target Celeborn. So that's going to be... Oh, okay. So now it's the beginning of the quest phase. So I have to put a resource here. And I think at the beginning of the quest phase, I have to choose a quest. It says at the beginning, the rules. I had to look up the rules here. So just to make sure. So I have 3 triggers at the beginning of the quest phase. So the first one is this. The second one says at the beginning of the quest phase, find a side quest. And then this third one is choose your side quest, or choose which quest is going to be the quest, whether it's this quest or the side quest. So I'm going to go find the side quest, and then I'm going to choose to make that my quest. The one thing that I forgot to do, because it's forced, in the first round I got so excited, is the number of quest points the side quest gets put onto the main quest here. So we got 5, and 3 is 8. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to discard until I find side quest here. So because I'm at a safe location, this quest card is blank. I don't have to do the when revealed on it. Okay. Woo! It's good. Well, I don't have a ton in my hand anyways, but I would love to get... I want to use this tree people. Okay. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to make that the the main quest. I'm going to make that the quest anyways, because I don't want side quests. I learned that lesson last time. Questing. There's 1 in the quest, there's 5. So if I can do 10, that would be great. So let's see here. 2, 5, 6, I'll do 6. Okay, card. Rugged Country. If the current quest is a side quest, it gets +2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5. I am going to, you know what? I'm not going to commit Galadriel. Makes no sense to do that. Okay, so this is done. Goes up in the victory display. I made 1 progress on it, but I wasn't going to be able to clear I wasn't going to be able to clear the active location and the side quest, so there was no reason to do it. So then I'll travel to the Rugged Country, and now I have to choose. Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm going to engage the troll spawn. I'm trying to see if I can kill it. Definitely can kill it. Okay, I'm going to use Galadriel's ability to lower my threat. I didn't do it last round. I didn't raise my threat at the beginning of last round, so I'm going to raise my and then lower. So I'm back down to 29. Then I get to draw a card, and I get a test of will. Whew, that's great to see. Okay, so I don't have any damaged characters. I get to use Thranduil. No shadow. Okay, no damage here, and then I can do 3, 6, 8, 10 damage to the savage troll spawn, and because I used Legolas, I get to draw a card, and I get a Faint Voices. This is setting up to be pretty nice right now, and I'm going to ready everybody. Draw a card. I get another Nath Guide. Give myself some resources here. I'm going to use Tree People on this Nath Guide. Let's see what I get in here. I only have 1 ally, and that's going to be the Handmaiden. So that lowers my threat by 1. Okay, and then I'm going to use Olorien, spend 1 to bring in this Nath Guide and target Celeborn. I'm going to use these 2 resources, and I'm going to bring in this Nath Guide and target Thranduil. So without even trying, I'm questing for 2, 4, 7, 10, 12. And I'm still making this the quest just in case I get a like a cold from Angmar or something. Okay. I know I should have done that at the beginning of the quest phase. Let's see. So I do have a side quest in play. That's fine. I don't need to do that. I have this. I have to choose. So I'm going to do this. So I have to then remove 3, and I have to bring Losing Time into play. And it says each player must raise their threat or exhaust a hero they control. Well, I think I'm going to exhaust... Oh. If he's exhausted, I won't be able to... I'll just raise my threat by 3. 1, 2, 3. So far, so good. Okay, but it does have Surge. So what does it surge into? Surges into a ruthless hill troll. So let's take a look at what the ruthless hill troll does. So the ruthless hill troll, notice he only has 1 defense. So then you're like, okay, well, what's the deal with that? And it says the Ruthless Hill Troll gets +2 and +2 while it has 3 or more damage on it. So it's really easy to get damage on it and get it up to 3 and give it its bonuses. So that's the Ruthless Hill Troll. While I'm here, I'm only committing 12 to the quest. It is what it is in terms of that. So I will turn over the card that I am going to stage here too. And that card is No Rest. And it says attach to an exhausted hero or to a ready hero if there are no exhausted heroes. So all of my heroes are ready. And it says counts as a condition attachment with the text limit 1 per hero. Attached hero cannot ready and does not collect resources during the resource phase. So I am going to, I know this is going to surprise everybody, but I'm going to use Test of Will to cancel that. No, thank you. The problem is I don't have enough Tests of Will to cancel every time I shuffle the deck and do all that. So anyways, there's 2 in the staging area, and I did 12, so that's 10 progress. So 3, and then 4. All my cards come back to my hand, but I never had to do that, so this gets there. So I'm going to have to go find another side quest at the end of this round. Surprisingly, I wasn't able to do anything for that guy. That's a shame. This guy is here, so I will deal it a shadow card. I will defend with Thranduil. I can cancel a shadow by raising my threat, so let's see what happens here. Dang it, it's a safe location. I like those safe locations, but no shadow. This guy doesn't do any, so no damage. Let's see how much damage I can do to this thing. So that's 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 13, which is enough to kill the Ruthless Hill Troll. I didn't know if I was going to get up there to do that. Before the end of the round, I'm going to draw a card and reduce my threat, but then I'm going to raise it again. So I get the Elven King. So this is a readying. We can take a look at it if you want, I guess. So the Elven King, you just bring a Sylvan back to your hand and it readies a hero. It's very good because this goes on to Thranduil and life is very good. You can do a lot of defenses. So that's where it's going to go at the beginning of next phase. Oh, the other thing I did was I killed somebody with Legolas, so I get another card because of that. And that other card is the Greenwood Archer, so that allows me to ready a hero when it enters play. This is going pretty well now. Hopefully that doesn't jinx me by saying it's going pretty well now, but let's ready everybody. Okay, ready. So I didn't lower my threat because of her, but because I'm going to raise it, and then it lowered, so that's good. And now let's give myself some resources. And so that's the beauty of what's happening here, is that I'm like, in effect, drawing 3 cards, and that's pretty good. Okay, so now I get the Galathram Weaver, which allows me to take the top card of my discard pile and shuffle it back into my deck. So now I'm going to do this again. I'm going to reduce my threat and draw a card. So I get the Ancestral Armor. I think I'm going to save for that. Okay. So I'm going to use Olorien. Oh wait, stop. When I cleared this, I should have put I should be on side 2. So fortunately, this isn't going to change much about what I had, because I still had the Ruthless Hill Troll engage with me. To be fair, Like the only thing that would have changed was its shadow card. So I'm going to keep the shadow card that I dealt it, which was the Horwell, in the discard pile. And then I'm going to shuffle the encounter deck and look for side quest. So the side quest that I get is the campaign side quest, Fend Off Despair. This is the one that I want. Even though it says every event card gains doomed 1, it allows me to lower my starting threat every time I defeat it in each scenario. So I'm hoping I get this 2 more times. Let's put that into play. And it wasn't a Surgy side quest. Okay, so now we flip it over to side 2B. And it says reveal 1 additional encounter card during the quest phase unless there is an active location with the safe keyword. So if I get a safe location, I don't get 2 encounter cards, but I really do need to get through this quest pretty quick, this quest phase. So I'm going to want to beat the side quest, Fend Off Despair, because I want to do that. And then I really need to make my 20 progress. So let's get started on doing that. Okay, so I apologize for the disjointedness of that, but I don't think it impacted anything. The only thing that could have impacted was the shadow card, but I could have canceled the shadow effect no matter what by raising my threat by 1. So if I'm at 44 threat at the end of this, then maybe we call foul, but if not, then it is what it is. Okay, so I'm in the process here. So I'm going to bring out the Greenwood Archer now for 1. Okay, so my hope is to get through Fend Off Despair this turn. And then I'm going to play the Galathrim Weaver. Oh, by playing the Greenwood Archer, I'm able to ready Galadriel. Okay, the Weaver takes the top card of my discard pile, which happens to be a Test of Will, shuffles it back into my deck. Okay, so now questing here. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11. Okay, I'm questing for 11. So card number 1. Hey, it's a guarded, it's a safe location. So now because it's guarded, I have to flip over the next encounter card, and I have to reveal it, and that's going to guard it. And it's no rest. Okay, so this is going to go on to Celeborn. Celeborn can't collect resources, and the only way I can get rid of it is when I travel to a safe location. Let's take a look at it just so everybody's clear here. So this treachery is pretty horrible if you're already out of safe location. So fortunately, I have it guarding a safe location, so that's fine. But it says when players travel, you get to get rid of no rest. So no rest is going to go on Celeborn, and then I am likely going to travel to the abandoned camp, and then I'll be able to discard it. So that's the first reveal, but the quest card is making me reveal the second card, so let's see what that is. The second card is a Savage Troll Spawn. Okay, so hopefully I can deal with this guy. Okay, so there's the abandoned camp. It's not being guarded. Savage Troll Spawn. There's one in the staging area. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the one here, but that's okay. And so now I'm going to, I do 10. So this goes, goodbye. Each player card event gains doomed 1. Okay. That's, it's okay. I don't think I played an event. I did not. Okay, and so now I get to lower my threat by 2, my starting threat by 2. Okay, so now I'm going to travel to the abandoned camp, which is great because now this gets discarded. And then I get to return one card from my discard pile into my hand. And I only have 2 of these, so that's perfect. This guy doesn't make engagement checks, but I can go and engage him, which I will do. Let's see, 3, 6, 9. I am able to kill this thing, so I will deal it a shadow card. Defend with Thranduil. And let's see, has a shadow effect. Attacking enemy gets +1 for each damaged character the defending player controls. I don't control any damaged characters, so nothing. So I'm going to do 3, 6, 9, kill this guy. Because I used Legolas, I get to draw a card. I get an unexpected courage. That's good. I've already used Galadriel this round, so that's good. Let's move along here. I'm doing everything that I want to do to get through this phase, or this scenario. So, okay, so I raise my threat. Give myself some resources. Okay. Now I want to make as much progress on this thing as I can. Okay, so I am going to first play the tree people. And I'm going to bring the Nath Guide back up into my hand. So the Nath Guide is going to turn into a minstrel. And the Galadriel Minstrel allows me to search the top 5 cards of my deck for an event. So what I'm hoping for is to find a Test of Will. And look at there. I've just found a Test of Will. Okay, so now I'm going to use Olorien to bring out this Nath Guide. And now I'm going to quest. That Nath Guide is going to target Celeborn. And now I want to make as much progress as possible. Okay, so I'm going to quest for 2, 5. This Nath Guide is going to target Thranduil. So that's 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, 14. I'm going to do 14. Okay. First card. Shrouded Hills is the number of quest cards in play. There's only 1 quest card in play. So it gains Surge. Okay. Then I get a Cold from Angmar, which means I do 1 damage to a hero. And I'm going to Test of Will that. That's why I kept the 1 resource there, and I don't want to have blank heroes. Although, let me see. Maybe I won't Test of Will that, because I do have the Sylvan Tracker. I'm going to chance it. I'm going to leave that sit there. Okay. So now that was the Surge. So now this 3rd card is another Cold from Angmar. Okay. Okay, well, whatever. So 2 Cold from Angmars in a row. What can you do? Okay, so I'm now going to exhaust Galadriel and get up to 18. So that's going to be 17 minus 1, 16. 16 on the current quest. Okay, so I'll have to travel here, and I guess I'm ready here. raise my threat, draw a card. And I get another Galathrum Minstrel. What are the chances that I get another Test of Will? Well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to do this, bring this guy out. He doesn't get a bonus because this guy's blank, but I can pay for it, and I still get to look top 5 for an event. And I happen to get a Test of Will. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm going to play Ancestral Armor on Thranduil, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so this is an item armor attachment, and it goes on a noble character. All of my characters are noble, or all my heroes are noble, so I can put it on any of them that I wish, but I put it on a defender, and so it's going to go on to Thranduil, and he gets +2 defense and +2 hit points, so he becomes a really beefy defender. And with Cunning, that can boost his defense again. There's not a lot that can get through a boosted up Thranduil. Okay, so that's going to go on to him here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will keep one back for the for Test of Will. So now I need to do 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, well, at the beginning of the quest phase, this comes out, so then I'm going to reveal this. I'll just do 3 and live on the edge here. But this gets surged, so what does it surge into? It surges into a Pursuer. Now I have to quest. We'll take a look at the Pursuer when we do our staging step here. So this is questing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11. I'm going to quest for 11, and there's 2 in the staging area. And I have to reveal 2 cards because of this thing. Okay. So let's reveal and see what we get here. First card is Biting Wind. I'm going to cancel Biting Wind because that does a ton of damage. Okay. Done. I guess we should take a look at these just so we know what we're doing. So the surge after losing time was the Goblin Pursuer, and it just says damaged characters cannot be declared as attackers or defenders, and so that's not a huge deal unless you have a lot of damaged characters. And then I came out with Biting Wind, which, when revealed, assign X damage among characters committed to the quest. X is the number of characters committed to the quest, and I have a ton of characters committed to the quest, so I'd have to do a ton of damage. So I then Test of Willed that to oblivion. The next card that I have to reveal, it's a side quest. Yay. It says characters cannot be healed. After Make Camp is defeated, each player heals up to 3 damage on a hero he controls. And so that's a Surgy side quest. And so now I have the Barren Moorland is in the staging area. Now I enter play, you have to exhaust it or deal 1 damage to it. And then you have to deal 1 damage to each exhausted character in order to travel there. So that's going to be a pain in the neck. Okay. But that's everything. So I have 4 in the staging area. I didn't have to worry about Biting Wind. Thank gosh. Okay. And then I have 11. So in order to do this, I'm going to use Nenya's ability on Galadriel. And that does, let's see here, 4 more, so that's at 15. So that's 11 total, so I'm able to do 11 over the staging area, that's 5, and another 6 here. So I'm able to get through this and this to get to stage 3 here. I guess at the beginning of questing I should have... Oh, I did that, right? Okay. So let's take a look at stage 3. Okay, when revealed, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side quest is discarded. Reveal the side quest and add it to the staging area if able. So I still have a side quest or two in the encounter deck, so I have to shuffle it up and see what happens. So the side quest I get is Forage for Food. It's not Surgy, so that's good. And it says after one or more resources are spent from a hero's resource pool, deal 1 damage to that hero, and then I get to heal 1 damage from each hero when I defeat the side quest. So I'm going to want to get through that side quest because I don't want to have to damage heroes all the time. So side 3B just says each damaged character gets -2 unless there is an active location with the safe keyword. So I just need to make 17 progress. So maybe not worry about the side quests. I don't know. I guess I will engage this guy. And I will deal a shadow card. I will use Thranduil, who's defending for 6 against the 2. And I get a shadow. It says attacking against +1 for each damaged character. Boom, just 1. So that's 3. I could have canceled that, but I don't need to. And now I'm going to try to kill it. 3, 5. This guy's dead. Legolas allowed me to draw a card. I get an island amid perils, which is great. Okay, and now I will ready. And because I readied, oh, I can't heal. What's the other thing? Characters can't be healed, and I do damage when I pay. Give myself some resources, raise my threat. Okay, draw a card. I get a Handmaiden. All my damaged heroes get -2 willpower. Well, let's do this. I'm going to bring out the Elven King. I'm going to spend the 1, and that does a damage here. So that doesn't do anything too much, right? Okay. That's going to be the quest. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to do 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. So I'm doing 12 right now. Okay, I'll do 13. 13. Oh, and after I commit him, I'm going to raise my threat by 1. I'm going to exhaust the 1 ring. That's going to give me an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 if I wanted to use Legolas. I'll take my chances and I will use Legolas. So let's see here. Gives me an extra 1, 2, 3 right now. And then if she gets, so that's good. Okay. So I'm at 16. There's 2 in the staging area. Oh, I hope I don't get Biting Wind. If I get Biting Wind, I'm sucker punched. And I also can use his ability, this action. So I have the ability to add another 7 to go from 16 to 23 if I need to. So let's see. It says starting with the first player. Oh, okay, so this is that Eredor's Bane, which we saw already. So all I need to do is find something simple. So I think I was able to do this. Okay, so I'm going to find this. I'm not even going to shuffle the encounter deck here. Okay, so this just stays up here. So now there's 3 in the staging area. So I did 16. So that's 13 if I quest with her. If I commit her, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 21. And that gets me through. Oh, at the beginning of the quest phase, I should have done that. Okay. Wow. What a different experience that was. I didn't get determination, so that's a bummer. Because determination's only been on Thranduil now. But let's see what I have to do with the quest resolution. I'm pretty sure what it's going to be. I did get Fend Off Despair, so that's good. Okay, so the resolution just says exactly what I thought. Add each copy of Losing Time in the encounter deck or encounter discard pile to the campaign pool. So that's 2 of those. So as a reminder, Losing Time. So I'll have 2 of those in the encounter deck. Raise your threat by 3 or exhaust a hero. But I was able to also do this once. So that means my starting threat is reduced by 2. So I start at 27 when I enter the next one, the Treachery of Rudar. So the challenge is going to increase significantly. And then the Battle of Carndoom and then the Dread Realm. Ugh. It's going to be a rough 3 quests here, but we'll do it. Okay. Have a great day, everybody.